Alright everybody, welcome back on into another match in Beyond All Reason. This is going to be an 8 versus 8 on Supreme Isthmus. Very popular map here in Beyond All Reason. And so let's take a look at our team leaders. We've got Trollhard GoPro going in at 35 skill, spawning in the tech position, playing as Armada. For the blue team, team leader is XTA Apex, playing with a Cortex Commander, spawning in the delayed C position. Supreme Isthmus is a northeast for southwest map. Got a thin strip of land connecting the two landmasses, and two symmetrical bodies of water in the corners, with a little bit of land with some X's on it that you can try and get out there with a early scout plane and a transport to try and take. Usually you need to send the scout first, because nowadays a lot of people will send an early fighter out there to shoot down the transport with the commander. We'll see what the teams have in store for us here. Front lines looks like going for bots on the red side, with Cortex bots for Nullius and Armada bots for Magnina. On the blue side, two Armada vehicle players. So this will be an interesting matchup in the middle. The vehicles should have the advantage if they can keep the reclaim. The bot player is really going to need to fight for that reclaim field and try and get out here quickly. Looks like Magnina is getting out here with the Lazarus quickly to start chewing up that reclaim. This is an interesting one. There's a vehicle lab built in the C position here. Don't know what's going on exactly from Grimrock and Ritual Murder. Looks like Apex does have a transports flying around. Gonna grab these mexes before he heads out into the sea. These pawns are going to move forward. There's a blitz here to defend, but if they are controlled correctly, they can get this mex. They do get the mex. Lose one pawn in the process, but I think that's a worthwhile trade. Almost got the blitz. Not quite, though. There's one Lazarus out here trying to eat up all this metal. Now you got the blitzes from the blue team getting out here. Gets degunned by Nullius after taking out one bot. Pawn's going to jump back on that blitz they engaged earlier. But there's more here to back it up, so they can't get past. Red Fate now setting up LLT defenses, which against these grunts will do quite nicely. And SM also going to set up an LLT force after he gets his mechs set up. Blitz is coming down. Ooh, get degunned by Magnina here. Takes out 3. This LLT is going to be able to take out the mechs before it goes down to a shell shocker. Nothing to deal with this artillery out here from the bot players on the red side, though. Looks like we've got cheeky little hovercraft play from the pond player Bar Too Hard. It's been spotted, but it should still be able to get a lot of economic damage if it goes in right now. Front lines here. It's going to be hard for the bot players to hold with these shell shockers here. They've got to mass something and just run in. Can't sit back. You'll just slowly get driven back. Hover's going through. Took out 3 mexes now at this point. Still coming in. Grunts are slowly moving over to intercept, but they're coming in one at a time. There are LLTs up here. Hover's gonna go for the geothermal. Oh, he's only sending 3 up. They're not gonna be enough. This LLT is gonna be done in time. Maybe. It's gonna be close. Oh, he's self-destructing it. Yeah. Doesn't get the self-destruct either. All told, looks like for how many came in, not enough damage. 4 mexes. A lot of chaos, though. I will give them that. And chaos is worth something all on his own. Looks like Nullius is going for a heavy laser tower, but while he's doing that, we got 3 blitzes just ran past the defensive lines. Gonna engage an LLT for some reason. Then get past. Grunts here. Good target firing. Takes out the low health one. Gonna get a mex. Gets another grunt. This grunt here should be able to finish it off. Does get another mex though. That's a lot of the economy. Nullius' economy taken down by about almost a third by losing those 2 mexes. He's got him queued up to be replaced. The artillery here from the shell shockers is still just making Magnina's life terrible. Looks like Apex is using his commander to push forward in the sea. He does have sea production up now, and has reclaimed his metal extractors that were taken out from the hover raid. North Sea is completely just owned by the blue team. Pawn 1 here has claimed the sea and is maintaining control. This is nice. This herring can just barely reach this mex. We've got a little standoff up here of Pyro and Pawn 1. It's only going to last so long, though, because Pyro's commander is pretty much stuck up here at the moment. And as soon as Pawn 1 is able to bring some T2 ships over, this will all get cleared up. Going for an agitator here to try and push back against the artillery. Not a fan of that idea. This could be like 10 bots instead. Or if you made like pawns, it would be 20. More units beats less units. But you gotta send them in together. You can't just try and chip away like that. Lasher's coming up from Bar Too Hard here. I'm just gonna try and push back against the Shell Shocker artillery. And Lashers and Whistlers have really good view range, so it's gonna help that agitator be able to actually fire accurately. Got hovercraft here, just chipping away at all of the eco of Grimrock. It's gonna get citizens arrested by these constructors. I don't know how that slipped in, but good job. Apex is calm, trying to push forward here. Looks like Storm Herald now has Destroyer out, which can actually fire back, but he doesn't have enough to back it up with. It's a interesting setup here. They're fighting over this southern sea so hard. Lots of assault frigates. Back on the front lines, the Lashers are starting to stack up, and there's some Wolverines too. But this will help stabilize for the red team. Going for the heavy laser tower. Losing mexes though to the sea here. Pawn 1 finally using their hold on the sea to deal some damage to the players themselves. Able to reach this mechs, but needs to have vision in order to do the hit. Just barely not enough vision. Needs herring out to give the vision. Red is pushing back very nicely now. Looks like the counter push is going to come here though from Tony, who is teched up, has T2 Hounds with a jammer and a radar bot. If used correctly, this is going to be able to push this all back. Led by some stouts. Didn't wait for a lot of hounds to be together. Maybe a bit of a mistake. Took out some of the static defense. The Dragon's Maw and then Twin Guard. More tanks coming in with Whistlers backing them up. Gonna get the heavy laser tower. This has really softened up the mid. Might have enough to push in at this point. An atomic bomber rushed out from red. Oof. Takes out the sea forces here from Apex that were just chilling there. But Orange's lab is gone. Amphibs stacking up from the pink player here. But it's the pincer light tanks, which are not very good compared to like the salamanders. Pyro tried to get into the sea and retake some map control. Pawn 1 was able to kill his lab. Just waiting to see, where did that nuclear bomber go? I'm wondering where it went. Interesting. Red is getting pushed back now that the hounds have actually massed up to a usable amount. This Dragon's Maw is set behind all of these Dragon's Teeth, and that is really taking a beating before it's going to go down. There's another one over here. Tanks are going to try and slip by, but Nullius is coming for some D-guns, it looks like. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 tanks go down to D-guns, and Nullius survives with the skin on his teeth. Wow. Just barely. Lots of constructors here to get his health back up. Red definitely needs some T2 backup, which is going to be coming. There's a radar jammer and a radar bot, which means somebody has it. Invisible bot getting mass spam here to try and let the teammate know it's there. And there goes Bar 2 Heart's base from a self-destructed radar bat. Oh yeah. The amphibs are doing their slow little walk here. Everybody loves spamming the look here buttons, which doesn't help anybody. And another one. Oh, those are dealing some good damage. You know, the air player has nothing to control. He doesn't have the right to say that people are AFK. He's literally just sits over his base. That's all he does. Ay, 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 ay. Here comes the amphibs. There's tanks here to meet them as soon as they breach the water. They're going to turn around, thinking not the right time. Red is losing ground on the front line. Here's their return play. They've got bombers coming with a fighter escort. Not a whole lot of fighters here for the blue side. We'll see what the bombers decide to... Oh, he's going to... Goes to self-D his own Geo to try and take out the airwave if they were going to target it. Some wind turbines, some converters, more power. Takes out the T2 lab for the green player, so that's nice damage. Going for the air player here, which is always a good idea. If you take out your direct opposition, then you can maintain control of the skies. Got the lab, still has the build power and energy production. Going for the fusion, gets the fusion, takes out all the converters. A lot of the wind turbines. Oof. This is getting to be some dicey damage coming out from this bombing run. It's not doing anything now. It looks like he's rerouting, going to come after the tech player here in Jigsaw. We'll see if he targets the converters or the build powers first. Converters. Gets the build power chain reaction. There was a flak, but with its positioning, the bombs were still able to drop. Still has the APHIS up, so just has to rebuild the build power and the converters. So not a complete devastation, but it does set him back. Really does. Got some Archangels. It's about the same thing as the Manticore. I don't know what this bomber's doing, but it's not dropping bombs. Looks like Pyro is going to retake the seas. Built up his shore-based economy and pushed out into the sea en masse. And Pawn 1 did not respect it at all. Shuri's here. No, sorry. Missile boats. The drones. Well, that bombing run from yellow really helped the red team. Gives them an economic lead. So even though they were losing ground on the front line, they are definitively in the economic advantage, which at the end of the day is what it comes down to. It looks like they're gonna claim the southern sea. These amphibs are here going for the lab. Oh man, barely winning against this build power. Maybe. Oh my god, there it goes. Finally goes down. Meanwhile, the ships from Storm Herald are going to come up here and clear the rest of that out. Now we have torpedo bombers here. Going to probably start harassing Pyro's forces. Or correction. Wow, Pawn 1's forces. Words are hard. The front lines have been mysteriously quiet, though. Both sides taking some time to build up their forces, but the question is, who's going to come out with something that breaks through and gets back and deals game-ending damage? Looks like Jigsaw has got their build power back up. Not their converters, though. Oh, the poor Mr. Filthy is so far back in the Stone Age. Did get some resbots up, though. And this fusion will come back up. And once that happens, they can properly get back into this. We have We have some nuclear shenanigans going to come up here. Nuclear launcher from the red player. It's up to 2 aphises, almost at 3. Torpedo bombers. Regular bombers. Geo goes down to a couple bombers. Red team is gonna have to do something about this sharpshooter ball. It looks like mass grunts is what the call is. That's a lot of grunts. Just going into a meat grinder though. Wow. Pyro's ships here are going to start adding in damage. There's a lot of T1 to still be sitting up here, with a little bit of T2 sprinkled in. Same on the red side. Starting to get the spam walls set up to try and mess with the targeting of sharpshooters and artillery. Airwave coming forward for the yellow player. And we don't have any fighters built up yet for the blue team. Do they have AA emplacements? It's not looking like enough. Wonder if this nuke is gonna be of use here. Here comes the airwave. Gonna go for the lab of Pawn 1. Take that out easily. Then go for this Geo. Gonna lose a lot of the bombers in the process. Oh, they didn't drop. Oh no. Half of them were not ready to re-drop their bombs. They're heading back into these flak trucks. That's not going to be good. They take out build power and converters, but they get decimated in the process. There goes the Geo. So he does get the advanced Geo. Takes out a lot of the infrastructure here. All these mexes, these wind turbines. We didn't finish this APHIS, and now it's decaying away. That's sad. It's so close. Red economy is ahead, but not by a lot. Blue has done a good job of coming back on their economy, especially since they continually get bombed here. These torpedo bombers, though, are going to be taking out the rest of Pawn 1's infrastructure. Mass herrings to try and deal with them. And the tech player built up some fighters. Guess he didn't want to get bombed anymore. Air player Mr. Filthy is finally going to be back up and running. That is not a good sign when your eco player is pumping out air because he has to. And on the other side here, Troll Hard Go Pro has all the eco. Orange is starting on a battleship here. Gonna assault somewhere. Pawn 1 has got one battleship, but he's going up against a flagship and a fleet. It's a losing battle. Not much he could really do about it though, considering the air player was taking out his production means. Honestly, taking a good trade, though. More bombers coming in. Gonna go for this Geo here. These sharpshooters are gonna be in the line of fire as well. Gets that Geo. And a lot of the defenses that were here for the front line for the blue team just went down with that Geo going up. It looks like the Fuchsia players jumping on this. Is the other players in the team going to? I mean, I love the call by, Bar Too Hard here to jump on this. Essim is here. Gonna get some massive D-guns off. Takes out some Tigers and Stouts. Comm goes down. Nuke lands. The front is wide open now. There's not units to push through the front. That's sad. Oh, why is he turning these grunts to go towards Red Fate? I've been guilty of this myself, where I will go down the side that has a player in it still, but the reality is you should probably go through. Oh, another nuke. Oh man, it's not looking good for the blue team here, and I think they're gonna call it, and they do. GG is called as the front line crumbles after some nukes happen. Red team takes the victory. Troll Hard GoPro does a great job, sorry. If you liked the video, please leave me a like down below. If there's things I can improve or things you want to see, leave a comment. Thank you, and we'll see you again next time.